Hello, Steel City Surge fans. Skippy here, coach of the Steel City Surge, back for week 6 of PNPL. We have a very interesting team here this week in Adamu with Terra Fion, it's Terra Fairy, Flamigo, Miss Magius, Muck, Dedenne, which are 2 new transactions that they did, and then Avalok as well. I don't see a Sandaconda, so I really like a Piter lead. And just get off a Choice Specs boosted Volt Switch or something of the like. Because I don't think the Dedenne gets anything that threatens me with that. Nah, it gets Cheek Pouch. So, very interesting team here. No Sandaconda means Galvantula kind of goes hard. No Sliggoo means that Flatbolt kind of goes crazy. We are Salic Berry, we're Right Bin with Endure, so with max attack as well. We see a Dedenne lead. Okay. Galvantula against Dedenne. So an Energy Ball does do massive damage here. I don't know what the Dedenne wants to do. I guess it could try to put up a screen. I kind of want to go just straight for a Volt Switch. It's going to do a solid chunk depending on the investment. Energy Ball could be nice. Again, I don't know what this thing wants to do. And I kind of just want to Volt Switch out and see how much damage I do. That is a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. That doesn't look like any investment, really. And I kind of want to go into Bastiodon. right off the bat here. Just trying to double check and make sure all of my abilities are correct. Yeah, so we're going to go into Bastiodon here. We are Spadef invested Bastiodon. The Dedenne's probably specially attack invested. We do see a Volt Switch come out, so that's going to do a decent chunk. 324 to 249, I think. Did 23% if it's 240, if it actually is 249. So I wonder if that's Choice Specs. It might be Choice Specs Dedenne with max special attack. So we see the Flamigo come out right away. We are 249. So that is Choice Specs Dedenne with Volt Switch. Now, I don't like Flamigo right now. If I went into Wheezing on the Flamigo, if it's Choice Band, Brave Bird could 2-shot, but after leftovers I should be fine. And then I can Pain Split back. So we're gonna go into Wheezing. If it is Choice Band, then that could be a problem, but we'll see what it is. If he does go for close combat, that's not gonna do much to us at all. And then he loses some defense. We do see a U-turn. Okay, that's going to do 308. 308. So U-turn did 8%. That's not in Choice Band range, so that's not Choice Band. That might be Scarf? I don't know. It doesn't have a lot to deal with Wheezing. Probably the Miss Magius. Maybe the Fion. Does go into the Miss Magius. So if it goes into the Miss Magius here, Miss Magius does get like Psychic and Psyshock. Psychic does do massive, massive damage to us. We never want to stay in on that. I don't like going into Staravia on that. I kind of like just going hard into Mavostiff because we would outspeed. And if he does go for like Will-O-Wisp into sub or anything like that, I think we're fine. I'm going to go hard into Mavostiff. I don't like all this switching that I have to do, but I kind of need to get some good positioning because I don't like what's going on. It is sub. Okay. Okay, so it is a sub variant. We do outspeed though, so we can go ahead and get a crunch off. We are scarfed. It's not leftovers. Even if we get burned, Miss Magius does not want to take a crunch from us because we would probably knock it out. I do see it stay in, so it either goes for Draining Kiss or it goes for Willow. Let's go for Draining Kiss, okay. So 167. So it gets us down from 301 to 167. So it did 45% with Draining Kiss. That is in range of Timid, Max Special Attack. We definitely go for another crunch here. We kind of have to, or Choice Scarf. But he does know we're Scarf now. But that's okay, because we are Destiny Bond with this. So if we need to, we can... If we need to, we can throw Mabasif in and Destiny Bond something. Take it down with us. Does hard swap, so we're going to get some massive, massive damage onto a Shira. That is the Avalugg. Okay. That's going to take a decent chunk. Takes a decent chunk from the stakeout. We get the defense drop too, so that's pretty nice. Avalugg, physically defensive. From stakeout, boosted crunch. That is not max. That is not max defense. Because that did over 20%. That is not max defense at all. Yeah, that's... Huh. That's also... Oh, I'm still burned on this thing. No wonder. That is max defense. That's gotta be. Yeah, that is definitely max defense. Okay. So... On Avalugg, it can't really pivot out. I kind of want to go back into Bobbery here. We do see a recover. Okay. Recover. So there are two Mons that like getting, that don't mind getting burned here. Do I go for a straight up Fire Blast on this? I could go for a Fire Blast if I wanted to. I think Will-O-Wisp makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp. I'm gonna get some chip on this guy. Does swap. So what does he swap into? Triton. That's gotta be the Fion, right? No, that's the Muck. Okay, getting the Muck burn is huge. That is huge. So getting Muck burned is really good for us. We are at 100% HP. That is burned Muck. I kind of like going straight into Bastiodon here, because I don't think a burned Bastiodon takes that much at all from Muck. And I can get a Rocks up if I really wanted to. I also don't want anything else to get knocked off right now, so I'd rather go into the Bastiodon. Let's go for knockoff. Okay. That's a crit. That's crazy. Okay. So it is Black Sludge leftovers. I didn't get a good view of it. So I'm expecting the Flamigo to probably come back out. I kind of don't want to go for rocks currently. I also don't want to overthink it, so I'm going to go for the rocks, because if he's switching constantly, does swap. Juniper, that's the Flamigo, isn't it? It is the Flamigo, okay. That makes sense. We get our rocks up. That's huge. So we saw U-turn out of this thing last time. I'm really keen about just going for the Wheezing Plate again. And then if I need to, I can go back into Mabostiff because we'll be able to take that attack very good again. Or at least we should, without a crit. So we're going to go back into Wheezing. He does stay in with Flamigo. We know it's not banded either. So 2 Brave Birds doesn't KO me. He does go for U-turn again. Okay. So either he goes into the Mismag, or he goes into Avalugg, which I don't think he does. Because we'll just burn it again. Or we'll try to burn it again. Yeah, that's the Mismagius. I'm gonna get some little bit of chip on this thing. Because of the U-turn before, he went straight for sub. How much does... Draining Kiss doesn't do that much to Staravia. So I could probably go for 2 Brave Birds. 30%, 30%, and then we OHKO it after that. I like the Staravia play here on the potential Draining Kiss. Because I don't want to go back into Mabostiff on that and lose it. Does go straight for the sub, that's fine. So if this thing has T-Bolt, that's a problem. But I kind of have to go for... I'm going to go for a Brave Bird here. Now, we shouldn't lose that much damage. We'll have to see what he goes for here. If he goes for T-Bolt, we're done. Goes for Nasty Plot. Okay. Okay, good. So he went for Nasty Plot. I don't think anything outside of, like, Avalugg really wants to deal with this guy. So we're going to go for another Brave Bird. Not going to think about it. He knows we're faster. He knows we're Brave Bird. He probably assumes we're Reckless. So he knows we're Scarfed on this guy. Flamigo definitely does not want to take this. I don't think Dedenne wants to take it. He probably has to go into Muck or Avalugg. I would assume Avalugg based off of previous damage. If he does go into Avalugg, we can go into something else here. Does swap. Does he go into Avalugg? Because if he does, we can see if he's heavy duty boots or not. I forget what this guy is. That is the Avalugg, okay. He is boots. It takes it decently well. I want to say Piter takes this. I want to say Piter takes this. Piter takes whatever Avalugg wants to go for, and we can hit back with a Thunder. So I am, unless it's like a Rock Slide, but I don't think it's a Rock Slide. I think it's gonna be like Avalanche or Ice Spinner. Ice Spinner with 2-shot onto Piter, but we should be able to hit because of Compound Eyes. So we're gonna go back into Galvantula here and go for a Thunder. We see a Rapid Spin, okay. 287 to 218, okay. 218, that's 24% from Rapid Spin, that's in line. See, I could go for a Bug Buzz, but I really think Thunder makes more sense. It's more powerful. We should be able to hit it because of Compound Eyes. I'm gonna go for the Thunder. He swaps, so something's gonna take a Thunder right off the bat here. Triton, so that's... What is that? That's the Muck. Does take the Thunder. That's in range of a 2-shot. That's in range of 2-shotting. It is Black Sludge. It should be in range. Because that did roughly half. It is just under 50%. Muck is currently burned. If he does go for a knockoff or a poison jab, we should be fine. I'm going to go for another thunder here. We're going to hit it. Are we going to get the knockout? We are going to get the knockout on the Muck. That is huge. No more... No more knockoff shenanigans from that thing. So we're going to get rid of the Muck. That is huge. Now, I don't really know what wants to come in. Maybe the Fion on the Thunder and go for Terra. Terra Fairy Fion actually does not take Thunder very well unless it's invested. This Galvantula is kind of a menace. Got to see what he wants to do here. Galvantula is going to put in some work right now. Izzard, is that... That's the Fion, isn't it? It is the Fion. So, if this has some defensive investment, what does Fion get? It could run Terra Blast. It could run Surf. It could run Scald. It could run Alluring Voice. I think it might run Alluring Voice. Alluring Voice. It is max special attack, modest choice specs. If it is max special attack and modest, Alluring Voice has a chance to KO. Scald has a chance to KO from here. We're currently at 76%. We're going to go for the Thunder, though, because he's got a Terra here. Yeah, he's got to go for the Terra. If he's Scarf, we definitely live one, and then we can switch into something else from there. This Thunder should do massive damage. It's going to hit. Or we're going to knock it out. We're so close to knocking it out on that. It goes for knockoff. Okay, that is insane. Okay. That is okay. And it's leftovers. Okay. So I can go for an energy ball here, and this should knock it out easily. Right? Because that did... How much did that do with the choice specs? That did... I should have done a little bit better of a count there. It did roughly 90%. So that's in range of no investment. So I'm going to go for an energy ball here. Just pick up the KO on this thing. Galvantula got 2 KOs already. And we don't have to worry about Terra Fairy at all. So Flatbull is looking decent. Flatbull's looking pretty decent right now. The fact that he went knockoff on Fion is kind of crazy. The Dene is kind of an issue at the moment. Flamigo might be a slight issue. Venenana. That is the Dene. We know we outspeed the Dene. I don't want to go for a slow pivot, but I don't think I KO the Dene. Because it took it decently well. It took the Volt Switch decently well last time. It did roughly 47% with the choice specs. And it did the 218. No, we took that from before. I'm gonna Volt Switch, and we'll go into probably not the Bastiodon. We're gonna Volt Switch though. I don't want to go into Bastiodon on this thing. It still did a decent chunk. Also, I didn't see a berry there, so... Actually, you know what? We're going to go into Bastiodon. We're going to try to play out the similar thing from before. That's right. I thought it... Yeah, that's the Dene's choice specs. That's right. Goes for D-Gleam. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Because I can go for... So he went for D-Gleam, and that did very, very little. And I think he's choiced into that. I heavily believe he's choiced into that. Heavy Slam looks pretty nice right now, so I'm going to go for a Heavy Slam. Yeah, because I don't want to... Well, Flamigo isn't banded. Omega might be scarfed, but if we get to +2 defense, we're at 188. 58%. Close combat still 2 at KOs us. I'm gonna heavy slam. He does hard swap. Does he go into the Avalug? Juniper, I believe that's the Avalug. No, it's the Flamigo. That's gonna take a decent chunk. Yeah, I did a decent chunk. Okay, so last time he hasn't gone for close combat. He's gone for U-turn. Because that Dedenne is still there, I'm not keen about letting Bastiodon go down this early. He's U-turned before. I kind of want to go into Staravia. Close combat does KO me. Especially if he's scarfed. I mean, Galvantula outspeeds that Dedenne, and we definitely knock it out with whatever, so I'm okay with going for... If he wants to go for the close combat, we're gonna go for the heavy slam here. He does U-turn. Oh, that's crazy. He does go for the U-turn. Okay, so we called it. We called the U-turn. So we're gonna get a heavy slam off on probably the Avalug, I want to assume. Right? I assume he goes into the Avalug. Ashira, yeah, that's the Avalug, isn't it? Yeah, it's the Avalug. That's okay. That did extremely little. Although I expected to do that much. I kind of want to just go for an Iron Defense. I mean, unless he's got speed investment on this thing. I think Iron Defense is a solid play. Although, he would have to swap. Unless he wants to go for like a recover or something. So... I think I can go into Bobbery and then double. I'm gonna go into Bobbery. Let's go for recover. Now, I think he goes into the Mismag here, because that's what he did that's what he's done before. I am going to... There's no way he stays in on this. I really want to double into Mabostiff, because... Does Galvantula knock out without the choice specs? It might. Its Thunder does a lot of damage, but so does Bug Buzz. And he definitely doesn't knock me out. I'm on 136 right now. 136 with Galvantula. It's 47%. Avalanche might KO after the fact. But I'm going to go into Mabostiff here and expect the swap into Mismag. He does swap! Does he go into the Mismag? If he goes into the Mismag, I think we win. Miyavi, that's the Mismag, isn't it? It is the Mismag. That is huge. That is huge. I'm gonna crunch. Because that's more damage on the Avalug, then it has to go for recover again, I think. It's used recover 2 or 3 times now. Plus, there's no way he lets this thing go down, and I don't want this thing setting up at all, because it is sub-Nasty Plot with Draining Kiss, and I'm assuming Shadow Ball is its last move. I haven't seen its item yet, either. It does swap, so Stakeout boost onto probably the Avalug, right? Yep, does go right back into the Avalug. Did not get the defense drop this time. That's okay, though. It's probably going to go for another recover. And if so, I'm going to go into Piter. Because Piter threatens it heavily with Bug Buzz. And we can just Bug Buzz. We see Ice Spinner. So he goes on the offensive. That's crazy. Okay, so he knocks us out. But I think I can go into... I think I go into Flatwell now, right? Is we just Terra Electric? No, because this thing is annoying. I think I gotta go back into Bobbery. Okay, so that just got a little bit harder. I think I'm gonna go for the damage with Fire Blast on this. Because we are at max. Fire Blast is gonna do a solid chunk to Miss Mag as well if he does swap to it. He does swap. What does he swap into? Either the Dedenne, it's the Dedenne. Okay. So Fire Blast might be able to pick up the KO here. It does, okay. That is actually pretty solid. Because the only thing that can come out now is the Miss Mag. So we get a free KO. And then we can swap right back into Mabostiff. Because we definitely don't go down to a Draining Kiss. And we can crunch twice. And if he knocks us out, we can go into Count Bleck and get set up. Or I can go into Tech. I might be able to go into Tech. Yeah, because having Slam 2 hit KOs. And Shadow Ball doesn't do that much at all. Unless he gets to +2. And if he does get to +2, I think we're still fine. Because we have some leftovers turns. That 2 shots. That actually 1 shots after Substitute. So we can go into Tech here. Because Tech isn't really needed with that Dedenne gone, and it's a solid check into the Miss Mag, especially if it's going to sub. So I'd almost rather go into Tech, and it does go for the sub. It's going to get itself down to less than half. It might be Citrus, but I think it's a throw. It's not Citrus. Okay, so I can just go for a couple heavy slams here and feel pretty good about myself. Because if this is Shadow Ball, it is Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does 20 to 24, unless it's like modest. So we're at 189. So 89. We're at 27%. So unless that's modest, we live another and Heavy Slam knocks out the Miss Mag. We just go for another Heavy Slam here. Its max roll, if it's timid, is 78, which I think it is timid. Let's go for a Shadow Ball. What do we see? We do live. Okay, so we're going to get the knockout on the Miss Mag, right? Yes. Huge. We are in a very, very, very good spot. Because now we can let the Bastiodon go down to either the Avalugg. If the Avalugg comes in, we go for Body Press. If the Flamigo comes in, we go for Heavy Slam. I think we go for Body Press no matter what. Actually. And we do see the Flamigo come in. I think we go for Body Press no matter what, because if he does U-turn, great. Because then we get switch priority. Does go for Brave Bird. Okay. So he's gonna get a little damage back anyway. Okay. So with that Brave Bird, Brave Bird KOs Staravia. Although I want to see if it's Scarf. If we're faster, if it's faster than us, then it's Scarf. And if it is, I can go and I think I can go into Bobbery no matter what, actually. Because how much does Brave Bird do to Bobbery? It's doing a decent chunk, but then we can get Will-O-Wisp off and just live. So I'm gonna play it safe. We're gonna go in with Bobbery. We're gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp. Hard swaps into the Avalugg. Which is fine because we Will-O-Wisp this and it doesn't do anything to us. We can go ahead and Fire Blast it into Oblivion. So this thing should go down to a Fire Blast. Weezing is going to be the MVP this week. That is crazy. Weezing's gonna pick up 3 KOs most likely here. And the Flamigo comes back out. Flamigo, if it is Choice Scarf. It's definitely not banded. I think I definitely go for the Will-O-Wisp, though, just in case it does more damage than expected. It's Agility! Ooh! Agility, Flamigo. Get that Will-O-Wisp off. So it wasn't Scarf, so we would have outsped it. Interesting. If it had Facade, it still wouldn't do that much at all. So we can go for a Sludge Wave. And get some stab damage off on this guy. Brave Bird, that's not going to do anything. Yeah. So Weezing's going to pick up the KO on Flamigo. Oh, that does so much damage. Alright. We're finally going to pick up our first win of the season. On the back of Weezing, nonetheless. I'm so mad Flatwell didn't get the shine. But honestly, with that Avalugg in the back, there was no way we were going to do anything against it. So... GG's to Adamu. That crit was very unnecessary. I do apologize for that. GG's to Adamu. Very, very cool team. Very difficult to prep for. Weezing just did a little too much into this matchup. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We finally got our first win of the season in week 6, I think. So, 1-5. Couple weeks left. We're going to try to make a late season push just to have some fun. Try to do something. Again, GG's to Adamu. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll be back again next week for week 7. So stay tuned for that. Peace.